So,
What, no theme song today?
we're going silent. We're going silent today. This is gonna be a mellow one. This is gonna
This
be a mellow.
this gonna be a chill one.
Oh, dude, I'm so tired.
I bet.
Oh
Man,
man,
when I got your text this morning and you're like, "Hey man, um I'm going to be painting at like noon." And I said, "I won't lie, dude. I didn't even really get out of bed till it was about probably like 12:15. I was a little drunk last night. Let me
yeah,
rephrase, I was a lot drunk last night."
it's okay.
So, long night. You know what time I went to bed this morning?
I mean, you probably went to bed before I did.
I doubt it.
No, I'm saying you probably went to bed before. Like, I meant after,
Yeah, what time did you go to bed last night?
like 3.
Yeah, I went to bed, the sun was coming up. I actually watched 4 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, so I spent like 4 hours in the bed watching that. I know that it was at least 6:30 or 7 this morning when I went to
Well, you
bed.
gotta remember, you did jump forward an hour.
Right, but still, even all right, then it was 5:30 or 6 in the morning.
Ah, that's not too bad.
Ah, it's not too bad. All
Yeah,
right,
no, I mean,
ladies and
that's kind
gentlemen,
of
boys and girls, this is Those Two Nerds. It's Sunday, roughly 4 o'clock ish. Um, we're gonna talk about stuff. I am Nictus from Nictus Place Games, joined by the ever so wonderful, loving, handsome, the yin to my yang, the salt to my pepper, Vera Coach.
thank you. I was gonna see how long you were gonna go with that one.
I was running out of things. I was gonna go like the Tonto to my Lone Ranger, the Robin to my Batman,
Could have done so many more.
the Laurel to my Hardy,
Ah,
the Marshall to my Ted. You know.
so what a Sunday, what a weekend. Kind of crazy weekend this week. A lot of esports stuff going on this week. We had Valorant Masters yesterday. We had, which is like I said, I think they're comparing it to like they're almost like their worlds and stuff. Um, and then we also obviously have League, and we have so many esports going on. Like R6 Collegiate League, like their championship was this weekend. So just a lot of games doing their esports, which is kind of cool because like they're still all doing them remote, but a lot of them are kind of open and been back up to basically you have to be in quarantine for X amount of time, like solo quarantine, like in a hotel room for 2 weeks, not even allowed to leave your room. Room service is delivered to you every day, all this stuff. And then when they get to the venue, like it's pretty much like bus to the venue. You do not leave anywhere. Like you're not allowed to go out to eat and stuff. So it's kind of cool to kind of see the world, quote unquote, get back to normal as far as like that stuff goes. Just casually breaking my boom harp as we talk.
I mean, it's definitely we're making steps in the right direction, right? Like
For sure.
we've got vaccine out now, which I mean, it's not going to be the end all be all of all the problems right away, because
Mhm.
you have to have enough of it. Then you got to have
Yeah.
enough people take it,
Yep.
and there's not enough for everybody to have it right now.
Yep.
But they're
And
working on it. I mean, they're hammering it out. They've got, I don't know, 2 or 3 different companies now making different types. I think Johnson & Johnson is one.
yep.
And I don't remember. I barely read this stuff on the news. I because
I catch more clips on Twitter than I do actually in the news.
like it is kind of nice to see that things are trying to slowly kind of go back, and it looks like the numbers are going the right way in some places. I can't say all. I know some are still kind of going up, but
Yep.
at least for us in Ohio, they've tried to open some stuff back up, and they're like, hey, you guys are not doing terrible with it, and like the numbers are kind
Yeah.
of declining, and
I
so.
mean, my opinion is I mean, the world was quote unquote gonna go back to normal. It was just it was just a matter of time. Uh, and it's one of those things, like you said, with the vaccines and stuff like that. But it's nice because I can tell you a lot of people are itching to go to these events, and whether it's esports events or just the casual concert, like everybody wants to go. Like everybody wants out of their house. Everybody wants to go like to
I
the
won't lie that
store.
the couple of things that I have really missed the most, and I know that a lot of these are not going to happen yet, but movies, like going to the movie theater, And I
Yeah.
have an interesting like a hypothetical proposal, I guess, think about question concerning movies. But regardless, and I'm not like a serious competitive Magic player or Pokemon player or whatever kind of game player, but I've actually really like wanted to play card games with
Yeah.
people in person,
Yeah.
and playing
Yeah.
like Pokemon recently and stuff has really made me kind of go, man, if no
Yeah.
shops do that when that opens up, because I don't know very many around here, I might try to get something going with it because it's a lot of fun. And
Yeah. I mean, I think during this time, I mean, obviously a lot of businesses that are in the card game business, they are struggling. I mean, you got to think a lot of your revenue or even some kind of revenue comes from people coming into your store, whether you're just making them pay for the packs for their draft or
mhm,
something like that. Every time you go in there, I mean, I know myself, you know, at the time, I didn't have a lot of money. I mean, I basically had enough money to pay for my draft, but I may go up there, oh man, I want to buy a new playmat today. There's
right,
$20. Or
yep,
like man, I need a new binder or I need some sleeves. Those $10 purchases add up. If I would say one every five people probably buy something extra when they go into your store. And that's the tough part because obviously like you have Magic Online and stuff like that. So, obviously single prices had to go down your sales for singles
yeah.
because
I mean,
nobody wants to play nobody's playing.
they
So
can't play in person, but I tell you, the prices of singles have actually not been hurt too bad.
yeah.
And I was telling you about that new game that came out, Flesh and Blood. They're getting ready to release, I believe, their third or their fourth set for this. The game's only been out for like less than a year, and I'm telling you what, I've never seen prices of cards for a new card game jump this high. So, like for the first edition, or I think they call it an alpha edition of the first set, like a sealed booster box, 24 packs of cards, retail, like the market price on that right now is 4 grand. 4 grand. Now you can get the unlimited boxes for right around 80 to like 120,
Mhm.
and some of the cards in there are still pretty valuable, but they have cards from like the alpha print selling for $700-800 a piece. And
Yeah. I mean,
there's more than one in there. And like, I know you're kind of like when you buy stuff like that, you like to know that maybe it might be valuable. You also want to play with it, but you kind of, it's like when we were doing Pokemon, you're like, man, it'd be nice to open up like cool Charizard or something, like, even
for
though
sure.
so I'm gonna look into, because I can't find it. Like, I can find booster packs, but I can't find any of the starter decks. And I'd be interested in learning what it's all about. And since we were talking about digital, they've pretty much said they don't want to go digital with their game. They want tabletop, but again, it's hard for that right now. So
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I think a lot of people are obviously. I mean, you would be dumb not to think ahead. You would
mhm.
have to think ahead of this whole pandemic stuff. Like the world will go back to normal.
Yeah,
You will go back to playing in person. I mean, you might be a little bit cleaner when it comes to comes to how do you play. Like you probably maybe second guess sharing that drink of Mountain Dew with somebody else or something like
I
that.
don't
Like
think I ever did that anyway. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, I mean, like I said,
maybe some
like the
dirty
trend on
asses will wash their hands a little bit more
well,
thorough when they're going to the bathroom and stuff.
Well, the trend on, TikTok is, like, what is something you did before the pandemic that was completely normal that now you're like, "Oh, that was probably pretty gross," and, like, some of the stories, I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I've done that fucking 1,000 times," like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, and,
I mean, you don't think about it, right? Like, so when you go to one of these, we'll just say Magic, for example,
yeah,
and we'll say that you have good hygiene and you wash your hands regularly or whatever. That doesn't mean that the person next to you does.
yeah,
And it's like pretty much required at a lot of these events that you had to shuffle the other person's deck. So just imagine all
for
the
sure.
bacteria and stuff from 8
Oh,
rounds of Swiss and 9 strangers touching your deck all day.
I mean, I will say I've definitely done it before, I hate this fucking boom arm, it's about to go across the room. Um, yeah, it's time for a new mic setup. I'm done with this shit. You know what? We're taking it off, but I can talk and take it off at the same time. Just kidding. It's really fucking tight, man. I was strong when I put that on. Uh, I've definitely played Magic tournaments and went to the Subway next door, ordered my sub, ate it. no washed hands, just fucking ate that shit like it was nothing. And yeah, I turned out fine. Like it's gonna take me probably a while to build back up that immune system because I will say, in the whole time I've been home, I have not gotten sick one time.
Well, you probably haven't been exposed to a lot of germs.
Well, I mean, I know people that go to the
I
office.
haven't been sick either. I had a little bit of allergies in the winter, when it got warm in the winter for like a day or two, and I thought I was getting sick. I thought I had a cold or something, and it ended up not being anything. I was just a little congested. It was all clear, and then like the next day, I felt great. I felt fine. So I was like,
Yeah,
because at first, like when all this was going on, I was like, oh god, I got the Rona. Oh god, I got the Rona. It's happening, but I was fine.
yeah,
And if I had it, I don't know. So I mean, I have not. I've never been home for work, so
yeah.
I've
Uh,
gone every day. But I have noticed that with just like the masks, and I'm hoping people washing their hands and the hand sanitizer and stuff. And honestly, I hope that stays something that they keep around. Not necessarily the masks, but access to hand sanitizer and cleaning supplies and stuff, so that way people can keep their areas and stuff clean.
I mean, I will agree with that, and I think another thing to look at is just like, people in general. Uh, People go to work all the time, pre-pandemic, sick, like legitimately fucking hacking up a lung. Um, and that's like the day they want to be your best friend.
But
Like they haven't talked.
part of that is
It's
not
a part.
their
It's part of the how the way we
how
work.
how it is in America, which
Yes.
is fucking stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
Where we don't, not all jobs have any kind of like sick time off. Not all jobs have paid time off
Yep.
for certain employees and stuff if you're ill. And then if you happen to actually be ill, they make you want to jump through a bunch of hoops proving that you were
Yeah.
actually ill, like, oh, you better go get a doctor's note or else.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
told people at my job, I'm like, you'd be better off just saying, hey, I need a personal day for whatever reason
Yeah.
and get it approved. And then if you want to use it for being sick or whatever, fuck your doctor's note. It's just like, it's more hoops. Like, why do I need to prove where I was at? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter where I was at. I'm using my paid time off to not be there because I feel ill or whatever. And like, that's
Yeah.
one of the policies for a lot of companies that pisses me off. You should just have X amount of days that you don't feel good, or that you need off, or personal days or whatever. And I'm sorry, you should get paid for them. And I think as an incentive, if you don't use them, then I think that you should get like some kind of a bonus or something at the end of the year. That's your incentive for not using them and for coming in every day.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and like I said, I think we're gonna kind of stray away from that whole like jump through hoops situation, after this because obviously, I mean, I got fucking COVID, and I would say for at least a year after like the world's back to normal, like no mask mandates, stuff like that, and you say you have COVID, people are like, "Hey, stay away from me!" Like you stay your ass at home. And like I said, I think you're gonna have a lot more people be able to work from home, with that whole remote stuff.
A
Because
lot of
that's the nice
companies
thing.
had to adjust, right? Like they had to
Well,
figure
yeah,
out what to do. And the company that I work for, and I have nothing bad to say about my company, just first and foremost, my company has been very good to me, and I think that they handled things the best that they that was within their capability of doing, and
yeah,
they followed all regulations and state guidelines and whatnot. But we had never really been prepared for anything like that from a vast number of us working from home.
yeah.
And certain departments definitely couldn't, like the people that work in the warehouse and stuff. Like, we need people to physically be there to put product on skids and put them in trucks so that that product can ship. You can't do that from home, right?
I mean, for sure, yeah. I
But
mean,
they
it's
had to cut down the amount of people that were working and try to make it safer and things like that.
well,
But I think that a lot of companies have had to learn how to do this. So I think if you can work from home, like we'll say, for example, that maybe you don't feel good, but it's not like the I'm vomiting all over the place, kind of not feeling good. Like maybe you just have like, you're a little bit sneezy, you're a little snotty, maybe you got the diarrhea, I don't know, and you don't really want to be at the office, but you could still sit at home and do some work from home. And I think some
I
companies are
mean,
going to be like, all right, cool. Like, yep, keep your semi-diseased ass at home and you can do what you can do at home.
that's my thing. That's my thing with it is it's just like to be able to have the opportunity to work from home, I know myself, if I am sick or even like you said, you wake up and you're super congested, have your headache or whatever, like I can work through it, but man, it's so much easier to work from home
Hmm.
instead of being in the office. Like in the office, that's all you're going to think about. It's going to be the most miserable 8 hours of your day, X, Y, and Z. Then you got to think about that, hour there, hour back car ride.
Yep.
Like, you know, there's just a ton of things that will literally just bring down your whole day. Um,
as
I
as
know for
as an employer, I if someone said, "Hey, I'm not feeling the best," and they wanted to stay home,
yeah,
but they were like, "I still feel like I could get some work done today." That's a
yeah.
win to me. Like they're going to get some stuff done, and maybe some of the stuff that's required of them, and maybe not. But they're at least getting something done. They're not wasting time necessarily. Maybe going to a doctor if they don't have to. Maybe they're doing like one of those phone checkups, like, "Hey doc, like this is what's going on." Maybe they don't need meds. Maybe it is a simple
I
cold, whatever.
mean,
But
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean
Things have
that's
changed, right? Like the world has
that's
definitely changed.
that's well, that's my thing. Like what I love most about my hour long lunch break is sometimes for that hour I go over to Kroger, pick up the groceries for like the week, and that's what I did for my hour. Or I go take a nap for an hour. Like, I mean,
I
don't get
mean,
me wrong. I took a nap in the
it's
car when I worked somewhere
it's your
else. Like,
lunchtime, right? Like I've done that too, because
yeah,
sometimes it just feels nice to just lay in your car and have the sun beat on you, and you're just like, this feels nice.
yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I mean, I've painted walls. I've done second coats of paint on walls during my lunch break, and I'm like, if I was working in the office, I would never be able to get to do this. So like,
So
my
you feel
weekends
like
would
you're
just
able to get more done, but like not necessarily get more done because you're home. So you're like, I'll throw that load of laundry in.
but like I was gonna say, well, it's more of like both. It's like you're still being productive and like your weekends aren't tied up to, oh my god, I have to do this project this weekend. So like your 2 days that you have off every week, Saturday and Sunday, you want to relax, you want to do this, but you're like, god damn, I have to fucking paint, I have to paint, I have to rip up carpet, I have to do X, Y, and Z, that weekend warrior project. Well, now I can do it throughout the week for an hour every day. Oh, I gotta go plant, like, for me, I know when the springtime's hit, I'm gonna be ripping up literally all the soil and replacing the soil in the front yard. I do not want to do that on a Saturday or a Sunday,
No,
but I'd be more willing to do it like for that hour and stuff like that. And like that's the nice thing for me is just like I think after, whenever my time comes, I will be finding a job that's 100% remote for good. Like
well,
that's
I know that they talked about at your company that you guys aren't even realistically coming back to like September.
oh
They
yeah.
basically were like, we will discuss it when September comes. Like in the meantime, don't even
Yeah,
bother.
it's just like I
And it's like
know.
you guys are getting stuff done. It's not like
Oh, they put out a thing. We are 55% more productive working from home than we are working in the office.
I think that it should kind of be one of those things
You
that
work more. You work more actually.
if you want to work from home, cool. Maybe you have to show up 2 or 3 days a week, but like
I do hybrid. Yeah, I do hybrid.
the other 2 or 3, maybe you can stay home if you want to.
You know
It's
how
not a
much
big deal.
nicer the work week would be if you were like, oh, you only got to go in for 2 days and you work from home the other three, or even fucking go in for 3 days, work from home for two. Like it would be
Um,
so much easier.
yeah.
Okay, imagine Fridays and Mondays every week. You didn't have to go to the office. You got to stay home. How
I
much better would your week would start just
I mean,
instantly?
personally, I would love that, right? Like that's
Yeah,
just
like
me, but it's not realistic for my job right now. So,
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, because one, you have to start work at 8. Oh well, I just got up at 7:45. All right, cool. Like that's an hour of sleep. Thank you,
that
appreciate
is, and
it.
sometimes that hour is so
Is enough. It's is enough.
nice. It's so nice.
Like for me, like the big thing is like our first meeting is always early and stuff like that. But like we have the option right now to basically, say you do wake up right when the first meeting hits, you haven't worked from that 8 to 10 mark or whatever. You go and work 2 hours later that night or something like that. Like there's flexibility within it. Um, and like I said, the amount I'm saving on not driving. is amazing. Like it's
I
can't beat it.
mean, I talk to you pretty often, right? Like
Yeah,
you FaceTime me from time to time, at least a couple times a week, typically.
yeah.
Um, we text throughout the week, you know.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say that like we have these like real deep, meaningful
No,
conversations,
there's nothing deep about our
but like
conversation.
we send memes and shit back and forth, and we talk, and sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm working on this thing, or you're like, hey, this is what I had for dinner, and it's kind of like that. And when if we have a question, we ask. I never actually hear you say very often, I'm not home. Almost every time I'm talking to you, you are at home.
Oh yeah, I
Unless
never leave.
unless you had to do something like with your dog, like you took the dog out or you're out walking around with the dog or
I was gonna say, I think
I
at this
hardly
point,
ever hear you say like, "Oh, I'm at the grocery store getting groceries," or "I'm at the doctor," or "I'm over here." Like you're at home more than anybody I know.
well, people ask me all the time. They're like, "Do you ever get like frustrated that your area never changes?" And I'm like, "Yes and no." But like before the pandemic, like I sat around and played video games. Like I still sit around and play video games. I mean, but it's just like it does get boring at times. But I'm like, I start to weigh it out in my head. I'm like, man, I could be in an office right now. Like, fuck that.
I won't lie, I am a little bit jealous of the fact that you do get to spend more time in the house that you just bought, right? Like, because most people don't, right? They go to work for 40 hours a week plus the hour back and forth or plus commute time. So like they're gone from their house sometimes 10, 12 hours a
Oh
day.
yeah.
And
Oh
most of the
yeah.
time that they are home, they're sleeping. So you actually get to spend more time at your house
I
like
spend
awake.
I the only time I leave
It's
my
like it's
house.
almost like you feel like you got a better bargain for your house because you get to enjoy it and spend more time there awake. Where like when I come home, I'm like, all right, cool. I got about 4 hours today, and then I get to go to bed.
I mean, right now I feel like the only time I leave my house right now is to legitimately go to the store, and that's really it. Like it's not that I'm afraid; it's just like I don't have anywhere else to go or any needs to go anywhere else. So why am I going to leave my house? Now when like some movies come out that I really want to see, like Mortal Kombat and stuff, my ass will be in the theaters watching that shit.
I actually really feel like we should go see that.
Oh, I'm going to
Uh,
theaters
well,
regardless, with or without people.
my thing is like I don't think a lot of people are still going to movies,
Yeah,
and
it's a ghost town. I mean, I
I'll be honest, if I had to, let's rent the whole theater. We'll just invite like our 10 people.
it's $100 for
It
one
is. It's
theater.
super cheap. Like we'll just like rent the whole theater, and then
We could get t- we could get
we'll
10
invite
people
like
in it.
10 people. We'll all be spaced out. It'll be super safe. I think we should do it. I think we should do it for combat.
We'll get a combat watch party. I mean, like I said, I mean, people like, but I mean, like I said, I'm not. That doesn't bother me too much. I mean, I almost went to the hockey game today. If it was at 7 o'clock like normal,
I heard it was a
it's at
ghost town down there too.
it's at 5. So it's at 5 today.
Hmm.
I almost bought tickets. I could have bought tickets and went for like $20 a piece, and I would have
Um,
gone.
like in the meantime, a lot of the people. I mean, so there's like smaller businesses and stuff, and a lot
Yeah.
of them are now doing like they're doing carry out and stuff like that. Like support your small businesses
Oh yeah. I
if
mean,
you can, like if they have a website you can buy stuff off of the internet and go pick it up, go do that. Like I understand it's still a pandemic, it's dangerous out there, some people ain't allowed to leave, I also understand that, but if you are
yeah.
in a place where you can leave, go support these small businesses, go support your hobby stores, your bookstores, your craft stores, your local farm markets, your whatever shops they are, if it's a mom and
Yeah.
pop, and because they're still hurting out there, so.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of people are. And like I said, and I think right now it's like I said, I'm curious what post-pandemic life is going to be like as far as just any I mean all ranges. I mean from movies to how are we going to work
So
and stuff like
back
that.
to this whole like movie thing. I told you I was going to bring this
Yeah.
back up. Uh, so a lot of movies now, like the newer movies, they have been premiering on like HBO Max,
HBO. Yep.
Disney Plus, et cetera, et
Mhm.
cetera. And some of these movies are not getting like the best reviews, right? Like they're like, oh, it wasn't that good. I think Wonder Woman was like the biggest one. Everyone was like, oh, this movie was terrible.
I mean, a
Um,
lot of people thought that, yeah.
do you think that some of these movies need the movie theater experience to be more enjoyable?
Oh, dude, 100%.
Do
A
you think
hundred.
do you think that a movie like Wonder Woman would have maybe did
No,
better critically had it been like the movie theater experience?
and the reason being is it was a boring movie.
So
I thought,
I recently watched Tom and Jerry,
yeah. How was that,
and
by the way? Because I actually saw that. That was almost on my watch list to watch.
all right, so I don't think even a theater release would have helped this.
Okay,
Um,
I
but
mean that's fine.
but again, that's my hypothetical. Do you think that some of these movies necessarily aren't bad, but you're not getting that movie theater experience, so
Okay,
it's lessening your enjoyment of the film?
so that as well. Your focus when you're at a movie theater versus when you're at home is just different. I mean, like I said, when you go to the movie theater, say you're with your buddies or something, like you're strictly focused on that.
Now, I watched Wonder Woman on a 110-inch screen with the lights off and the surround sound and my bowl of popcorn. And I'll be really honest with you, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. But from everybody that I talked to that did not watch it in a setting like that, because I have the theater like right behind me. For everybody that did not watch it like that, they were like, it was just meh.
Yeah.
Like it was kind
So
of meh.
I think so like back to your point, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, yeah. You couldn't throw that in the movie theaters and it's gonna make it a fucking hit. Like that would not change. Endgame. Endgame's good, whether you're in a theater or not. Now, does Endgame get way better that you're in a movie theater? 100%. Because, like I said, people would kill to go back in time to get the first experience of watching Endgame in theaters with everybody. Like, soon as Captain America picks up the damn hammer, like that all moment right there. I mean, literal chills go down your spine. You're just not getting that at home.
There's certain things that I wish that I could go back and experience again for the first time.
Yeah.
And I think that when companies do these things with nostalgia, right? Like they release these things from our childhood, your childhood, whatever. That's why they sell well, right? It's because you're hoping that you can experience that kind of same thing again the first time, and you can't. You can't
No.
experience it. Like case in point, imagine being able to go back in time and experience Stardew Valley again for the first time, or experience the first Avengers
I
movie again for the
I
first
I
time.
I would say Modern Warfare 2 is probably up my alley. But
Or Star Wars, right? Like the very first time that you watched Star Wars. The
I
first
mean, like
time that you went and
you
saw a
can't
concert live, right? Like
you can't like I said. I mean, there's nothing you can do from a standpoint to give you that feeling back. And don't get me wrong. So like the best thing I can say is in recent times is World of Warcraft Classic. I mean, people lost their mind for this shit, and I know people that grind this shit every day still.
mhm.
And I mean, even me, I really want to get back on. I mean, I do. I mean, I know I miss like
I think I might give Burning Crusade a try just because
so
I liked
there
Burning Crusade.
there is a topic that I want to talk about on that as well. It does involve World of Warcraft, and it kind of helps that it was going into this. Um, the nostalgia factor was spot on when I played Classic because, like I said, I remember the frustrations of grinding up there, getting the levels, doing all that stuff. Like it's so much fun. You know, I got the chills running the dead mines when the dead mines was hard. You know, all those dungeons, walk into them. It was amazing. It was truly amazing. And like I said, the hype playing and all that stuff. Cause like I said, I didn't get to really live that much of it because like I don't have like too many crazy memories. I just remember some gaming moments.
Right.
Um, and that's my thing. So, you know, with World of Warcraft and kind of something that people found out. So World of Warcraft Classic um, When Burning Crusade drops, you will get a free level 58
Is that
for the game.
is that accurate?
Yes, it was announced at BlizzCon.
I know that
You
they were giving away the free tree mount to everybody that had Shadowlands, but I heard that they were not doing any kind of level boosts for
so
Burning Crusade.
you will not be able to buy a level boost. Okay, so it's not like this is the only shot you get. I think you have to pre-order it and all that stuff, like, and you'll get a level 58. It all made sense because they announced in the upcoming their patch. There's two ways you can now play Classic. You can either play Classic, 1 to 60, or you can take your guy and play Classic to Burning Crusade. It's
I
two
I,
different things. It's
I
two different
personally
things.
loved Burning
So you
Crusade.
have you have to choose a path though. So say you have a level 60 right now, it will force you to choose a path of you keep this guy in Classic or you upgrade him to the Burning Crusade. After you make that choice, you cannot go back.
I think that's cool. I don't have a problem with that, honestly.
I think it's just kind of weird. Like, why does it matter? Because like you can still get the Classic experience by just playing 1 through 70. Even even though you're not running, Naxxramas or
It's dude,
you
it's
know,
different. It is different. Classic is different than Burning Crusade Classic. It just is.
uh,
Case in
so
point, like Feral Druids were garbage in Classic, and
isn't Karazhan in Burning
hmm
Crusade?
yep,
Oh, I bet you have a half chub right now.
I loved Karazhan. I thought it was
Oh,
a lot
I
of
know.
fun.
I know. That was
Well, when in my old guild, man, it felt like we ran Karazhan longer than any other guild ever ran
well,
Karazhan. We were
like I
running
said, anytime.
Karazhan while other people were clearing like Serpent Shrine Cavern and Gruul's Lair and stuff. Like we're still running half of our guild through fucking Karazhan. Every week we had a Karazhan run because we were trying to gear people up.
Yeah, well, like I said, I remember just watching you raid, and I felt like every time I watched you raid, every time I would come in right at the chessboard,
Yep.
um, every time. Um, I've seen you beat him down. Like I said, it's definitely to me, it's interesting. I'm excited that they're doing it, and like I said, I think the cutoff point. I think they've already decided it's Wrath of the Lich King because I think everybody pretty much agrees that after that it was kind of World of Warcraft kind of went downhill for a second.
I
Um,
wouldn't say it was downhill, but I feel like I became a lot less invested in the story because
yes,
of everything from Warcraft 3 through World of Warcraft, all these mentions of Arthas, all these mentions of the Lich King, if you play on the Horde side, the undead, they reference the Forsaken and the Lich King, and he was kind of like the pinnacle point. I honestly,
yeah,
no lie, I never actually thought we'd get a chance to fight him. I thought he was always going to kind of be like this in the background kind of a thing. And
yeah,
the fact that when they dropped Wrath of the Lich King and you actually got to fight Arthas, I was like, well, what do they do now?
yeah. I mean, like I said,
I'm not
I
saying
think
that the
that
other villains and stuff that they've had, like Deathwing was cool and the Warlock guy, he was kind of fun, but like all the lore from when Warcraft, I think, became the most popular was based around Arthas.
yeah,
And then
I think this is a great idea. I really do. I think it's just kind of weird how they approached it, but I will say I will lose a lot of respect for the game um, if they do add something along the lines of character boosting. Um,
well, if they're giving you one,
that's one thing.
they're gonna give you just one.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, when
Because
people
some people actually hated Classic.
classic, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
I was
I'm
one of
not
those people that I had fun when I first played it, but when I went back, it was fucking terrible. I hated it.
I'm not
Hated it.
like I said, I'm not mad at them giving you the boost because
I'm
I
giving
will
you
agree.
one boost.
It does take time. I don't know all the details about it, but like I said, just one, and you start at level 58, so you're not even 60. And like I said, I don't know what they're giving you as far as gear, mounts, X, Y,
I
and
would say
Z.
it's probably along the same lines as the Death Knight. Like when the Death Knight class first came out, it'll be something kind of similar to that.
That's actually going to be really cool. And like I said, I'm super excited for this. I think it's a great idea. I mean, I'm glad they're bringing out Burning Crusade just in general.
Because
And
if
I would
memory serves me correct, I believe that the Death Knights used to start
no,
at 58
no,
from
Death Knight's 55.
was it
55.
55?
Yes, their starting zone gets them to 58.
Get you to 58, and then you could go into Burning Crusade and work your way
Yep.
through.
Yep.
So, I don't have a problem with that. I really don't, because, like I said, some people don't want to go back and level a guy from 1 to 60 in the
Yeah.
old zones. Like, it's boring. It's
Oh,
hard.
I
It's
mean,
grindy. I thought Outlands was much more interesting.
no, I mean,
So,
yeah. Zangamarsh. Hate
I thought,
that
yeah, I mean,
place.
the zones were cool. They were different. They were neat.
Nagrand. Nagrand
I
was
had a blast with Warcraft. Like, the first part was fun, but I wouldn't want to relive it. Burning Crusade was great. I think I played the most during Burning Crusade. Then I
that's
played a lot in Wrath of the Lich King, and then I kind of didn't play as much after that.
Burning Crusade was the first expansion I had on my own solo account.
Yeah.
And like I said, the real reason why I remember it is because I got to stay home 2 days from school
Yep.
to actually play that. Came out on a Thursday, played Friday, Saturday, Sunday, grinded the shit out of that game.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, and it's one of those things like nostalgia is, back to like the main point of the whole conversation is like nostalgia. Yeah, people crave it. I mean, you can sell nostalgia to people, even if it's not going to give them that same feeling. They have in the back of their mind, like, oh my god, I'm going to feel like it's just like when they brought out COD 4 remastered. I put hours, days, weeks into playing COD 4, and I played the remastered version of it, and I'm like, there's no fucking way I played this game for this long.
You did. It's not the same game.
It's not. I mean, how much games have evolved and stuff like that, but like, I know one thing that I'm really excited for: Diablo 2.
I actually am pretty excited for Diablo 2. I've always had issues with Diablo 2's skill tree. I've always had issues with it.
It's bad. It's terrible.
I felt that they made improvements to it, but if you were playing the game and you had no idea what your end game goal was,
Mhm.
that you would invest too many points in things that didn't help you later on in the game. And like I loved the Necromancer, right? Like the Necromancer was one of my all-time favorite classes in Diablo 2. I liked that and the Druid. But I
Yeah,
felt that if you invested way too many points in summons, when you got to a point where your summons would they just get one shot by the boss, now you don't have any bodies. Like back then, kids, you needed to have bodies. You needed to have dead things to raise as the Necromancer to keep fighting. Now I don't know if they've changed that or if they left that mechanic the same.
as far as I know, the only thing they're really doing to the game is updating the
They made
graphics.
it look prettier and they made it run
Well,
smoother. And if
like I
you want
said,
to play the old version, you can. You can go back to the dated shitty graphics if you want to. That's going to be an option. But the fact that
yeah,
it's going to be available on consoles and PC, that's great. And I think it's cross progression. I don't know that it's cross play, but it is
yeah.
cross progression. So like that's going to give me more incentive to want to buy it on my PC and on at
I would
least one of my
so
consoles.
so I want to play. I definitely want to play Diablo 2. Day one it drops. Like I
Oh,
want
for
to be
sure.
on. I want
That's
to
a
be on.
and hopefully it's not the fucking nightmare that Warcraft 3 Reforged was. Let's just hope that that doesn't happen.
So the big difference is Reforged was supposed to be its own game. Um, you know, the biggest thing they need to do is, like I said, they update the graphics. That's all you need to do.
All they
Like,
needed to do to Warcraft 3 was make it look prettier and
even then, to
improve
be
the
honest,
frame rates slightly. Not even that
the, the-
much.
I mean, in my honest opinion, I don't think Warcraft 3 looks bad. Like
I don't
Frozen
either.
Throne,
I actually
Frozen Throne.
I still play it. The original. Not
I
it
would say
doesn't look bad.
Frozen Throne, God tier. It's just like Age of Empires 3. I know we've been waiting for Age of Empires 4 for like years. I still play Age of Empires 3,
It's still
and
a
I'm
good
like,
game.
It's fucking baller. I love the game, but like, I mean, it's just like that. Like the just don't try to do too much. And like I said, I hopefully they learn from their mistakes from what happened with Warcraft 3 Reforged. Because if they learn from their mistakes, yeah, we'll be good. We'll be two peas in a pod.
So we got Diablo coming out this year. We got the
Burning
quote
Crusade.
the Burning Crusade coming out from Blizzard. Diablo 4 is in the pipeline. Like
Diablo mobile.
like Diablo 4 realistically probably we won't probably see Diablo 4 until 2022, 2023. Realistically,
I would say 2023
let's
is
not
probably
kid
the best
ourselves.
chance. It's Diablo.
But honestly, I'm still having a lot of fun playing Diablo 3, and I think that Diablo 2 is going to help. And then the mobile, who knows if that when or if that game is ever actually coming out. I actually watched the one guy playing some in the beta, and it didn't look terrible. I mean, I hate to say that because I know it got so much flack, but it did not look terrible. And it was like I
Yeah.
think it was free to play, and I'm down for that. But other like things like remasters and stuff coming out because it's not the only one. Like they've got the remaster of Skyward Sword is coming out on Nintendo. Um,
Okay.
that'll be kind of fun because people predicted that coming out. I don't know 2 years ago, and there was like, nah, it'll never happen. That was the worst game in the series, and
Yeah.
I'm like, when do we get Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask? And I would take at this point, I would take a straight port of like the Minish Cap from Game Boy Advance. Like that would be cool. Why are we not Nintendo? By the way,
Yeah.
why are we not adding Game Boy emulator and N64 emulator and Game Boy Advance emulator for the Switch? Like,
I don't think they want to.
what
I
the
really don't
fuck are
think they
you
want
guys
to.
waiting for? You're not making any money off those things anymore. You could be making money off of these.
Could you imagine if they added an emulator service to pay for it, like a monthly subscription?
They already do. I mean, like we pay for Nintendo Online and get
No,
the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo.
I'm saying to get like a plus version,
I,
more games, X, Y,
honestly,
and Z.
I'd pay for it. To me to have officially licensed from the creators ROMs, it would be worth it. Yeah, can I make a Raspberry Pi and play all this shit for free on my at home? Yep, I have a Raspberry Pi. But there's just something fun about playing it on like a legitimate console and not feeling like you're doing something wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, I load up Paperboy on my Raspberry Pi and I don't even feel the slightest bit bad about it because I bought Paperboy at least twice in my life, and they have
Yeah,
not made it any way for me to play it. So fuck you, I'll play it on my Raspberry Pi.
I like it.
Yeah,
um,
and you know me, I'm not for pirating. I'm not for stealing things. Like if you can get something legitimately, give the company that made it money. That's always been my thing. But if you can't, if it's come to the point where I really want to play this game, but the only copies of this game are $300, and I don't really want to spend that for it because you guys
yeah,
won't give me another way to play it, then I say find the way that you can play it.
I agree. I mean, I agree 100%.
So yeah, it's gonna be a good year, I think, of like some remasters and some stuff coming out. Like I was watching a news thing. I know you don't keep up with a lot of board game stuff like I do, but Mansions of Madness, right? So super fun game. I like the whole Arkham Horror thing. They announced a like a video game based off of Mansions of Madness like 2.5
Yeah.
years ago. We have not heard anything about it for 2.5 years. Guess what? It's coming out on the 23rd of this month, and I'm like, I haven't heard anything about this game for 2.5 years. Now all of a sudden it's coming out.
I mean, hey man, surprise release. Hey, that's all I can say about that one.
So I don't know. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. I think it's all good.
Yeah,
Dungeon in a Box. I got the second box this week.
super
the
excited.
The adventure looks. I think you guys are gonna have a blast. I think I'm gonna actually have a blast running it. Um, you're gonna get to do some stuff in this adventure that you have never
Yeah,
had
what's
had to
what's
do
what's the
before.
date on that one? The second we run on the
Second or
second.
third?
It's the Friday.
It's the
Yeah,
first Friday in April, or is it
it's
Saturday?
it's second. No, we're doing a
Okay,
Friday. We're doing a Friday because Easter and all that stuff.
got it. All right, so yeah, the your boss miniature should be painted by then. I'll probably be done with it today, but yeah, I guarantee you're going to get to do stuff in this game that you have never done in D&D because I've never done it.
See, you need to get your. You haven't bought a ship yet, have you?
No, but they make one, but it's really expensive.
Like how much?
It's like $200.
Is it like a badass ship though?
Yeah, look it up. It's called Icons of the Realm. Icons of the Realms. What the hell's the name of that boat? Just look up Icon of the Realms ship. It's like the Star Seeker or something like that.
Falling Starship. It
Yeah.
says $55.
And no, it's not. It's not $55, dude.
Okay. This is on WizKids. The Falling Star sailing ship. Is that our ship?
No. But it could be.
It could all be yours.
Like that's pretty fucking cool, right? Like that boat.
It doesn't say.
How much it is?
Yeah.
All right,
Guess I'm.
so WizKids.
Hang on.
Falling
Buy
Star.
on. I can buy it
Ship.
on Amazon. 260.
Yeah, dude, it's more the other one that you're looking at is a smaller boat. It's like an airship, but the WizKids Falling Star on box
See,
like
we
if
need
you,
to, but we need to have a boat for ours. Like, where's our boat?
it's I have a map of your boat, like
I
a
don't want
grid.
a fucking. I don't want a
All
fucking
right,
map.
well then you guys need to start giving me some money and I will buy everything you guys want. So I'm gonna need it because I can probably get that for about 250. So I'm gonna need some money. So you guys start giving me money every week, and I will go actually physically buy you a boat.
Man, this sounds just like our story, and you're kind of sounding like the Puss in Boots character in our story. Like,
Believe
we're
me,
never even gonna.
I looked into the boat. I thought about. I was like, if I can get that for like $100, I'll buy it.
There's no way you're gonna get it for $100.
I'm looking. I'll look if I can find like some guy on eBay that had it and doesn't want it anymore. I'll buy it because I'm looking at the like. All right, while you got that up and running, I want you to look up the Yawning Portal by WizKids. This is one of those things that I want to buy that I have absolutely no use for. It is a 3-tiered replica of the Yawning Portal Tavern.
It looks so small.
It's not.
Maybe it's just pictures. It's 315.
Yeah, it's like $300, dude.
I found one for 260.
I'm more of the type that I would rather buy stuff like dragons and giants and more
I don't
miniatures
know.
than
I don't know. You'd probably pop a cream filled if you had the Yawning Portal.
I would. I love that place. I think it's great.
That's funny.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to invest in more like of the warlock tiles and stuff because I feel like you get more bang for your buck with those. They're
Yeah.
completely modular like Legos and stuff, so you can kind of just build them custom to what you need. So I'll probably be investing in more stuff like that. And maybe if I ever get that really fat stimmy check that's supposed to be coming, I may use a couple $100 to buy something really
Oh,
dumb.
dude. This is what we need right here.
What do we need?
This needs to be our boat.
What is it?
I'm gonna send you a link to it if it opens up.
I
Like this
I
has
I I,
this
I looked.
this needs to be our boat. It's only $13.
It's only $13.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sending you a link right now
It's
on
probably
Discord.
like a little schooner. Where did you send it?
It's in your Discord messages.
In my personal Discord messages. This is gonna pop up on the screen. Where's it at? What is this thing? No, your guys' boat is way cooler than that. Like you guys have like an actual big
No,
ass
that needs to be our
pirate
boat.
ship.
Totally rundown boat. Like
Well, I'm gonna look into actually getting the Fallen Star because you guys are gonna be on this boat for 10 more boxes after the one that you guys are playing. So it's not like it's gonna be like a small time thing. So maybe I'll start putting aside some money here and there, and I'll try to get it. But like 260 is a lot for something. I never bought it because I was never into like nautical stuff. I never wanted to run like pirate boats stories or ships sailing and stuff like that.
and now your mind's a change.
I'm telling you, the concept of the story is super cool. You guys are really gonna like this next adventure. I think you guys are gonna really dig it.
That's what we need to do. We just need to invest our whole life savings into D&D miniatures.
I'm working on it. Like I'm about to give up all of my other hobbies, give up everything else that I do, and just buy miniature stuff and paint.
Damn, this is a 56-piece painted miniature set for $40.
Of what?
It has like goblins, gnomes, giants with maces.
What?
Yeah,
It's painted?
all painted.
You gotta send me that link. I
A
gotta see
four
this.
a four-armed Skeletor.
A four-arm Skeletor. Miniatures are not cheap. Now,
It depends. It depends.
uh,
I think they're cheap if you paint them yourself.
unpainted is a lot better than. Oh, I've seen these before. These are kind of like terrible.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean they are painted, but it looks like. I mean,
see,
even my miniatures don't look this bad,
you need to get a whole city going too. Like you need to
dude.
have all of Neverwinter.
Dude, they make that. Okay, they make it.
They
They
don't. They
have.
don't make it. They don't make a whole Neverwinter.
They make the. Uh. They just came out with the Warlock tiles called Market. It's called City Square Marketplace. Like they make it. It exists. I
That'd be
don't have it.
badass.
I'm
I just
working
couldn't
on it.
imagine paint. I just couldn't imagine painting all that.
You don't have to. They're pre-painted.
Well, that's good because I would not.
It's just like the Warlock tiles. They're all pre-painted. So I don't know if you know this or not. It's kind of been a little bit of a secret. But your cousin
Which one?
Jesse,
Okay.
he approached me last week after we played, and he said, "Hey, I have an idea for the story." He's like,
Okay.
"Would you be interested in maybe doing like a co-op where we both DM the game?" And I was like, "Anytime anybody has like an idea that they want to run, we'll run it. I don't care. I don't even care what that is.
Okay.
I'll play an NPC if you want to run the whole session. It don't matter. I mean, that's why Captain Catapult is with you guys now because I can always just play him. So no big deal. But I can't tell you what the story is about. But we brainstormed together, and we have the boss. We have the motivations of the boss. All we really have to do is kind of flesh out the little nuances of it, like getting you to the point where you know or even care about what's going on. And I
Yeah.
won't lie to you, it's pretty awesome. I sat up last night with the Warlock tiles and my maps, and I designed the entire
Boss room.
keep and dungeon. It took up almost my entire counter space with the Warlock tiles and my map of this encounter. And we might actually even skip running Adventure 2 and just make you guys run this next because it's that cool.
I don't know. We just got our boat.
You're gonna get
Kind
to
of.
keep your boat.
It's kind of a big deal.
Well,
I don't
your
need.
boat,
I don't need Puss in Boots taken off with it.
your boat is gonna actually start playing a big part of the story. The boat is actually gonna kind of be like a giant NPC.
I got dibs on man in the cannons.
It's funny you mentioned that. One of the things that you guys are going to come up with is positions on the boat, like what jobs everyone's going to have to
Well,
be
Puss in Boots
responsible
is
for.
cleaning up shit. That's what I know. That's his job right now.
They have like a list of all the different like jobs. Those things require like certain skill checks. So when you're sailing, you have certain encounters. You might need like certain people to try to attempt these skill checks and stuff. Like I said, the sailing stuff actually seemed pretty cool. It's not the most exciting, but if I actually learn some nautical terms, it might be fun. So
I get seasick, so
I have your miniature. When do you
it's a
want to
trait.
paint it? When are you
I
going to
think I'm
paint
gonna
your
try
guy?
to. Depending on how painting goes this week,
Hmm.
if I get it done this week, I would like to try to paint it this week.
Okay, you got time. You got a couple weeks.
Oh, I mean, I got time. I mean, if not this weekend, next for sure.
I looked very hard to find this guy for you.
Dude, I found that same guy like 2 seconds.
I know, but they didn't have it before.
It was on Amazon.
I know.
$3.
I I know. What I'm saying is I had to dig through all these fucking boxes of miniatures to find these because
Ah,
it was not in the spot where it was supposed to be, and it was
because
behind it.
nobody likes a monk, man. Nobody cares for the monk.
I know. Like the only other monk figure I could find was a turtle monk, which is like a
Yeah,
turtle man.
they don't know what to do with the Dragon Fist monk. Like, I just
I was
beat.
like, dude, you should paint your dude like Aang from Avatar the Airbender.
Dude, I just beat ass.
You should be like adult Aang. Like I gave you that druid guy to play because whatever, but I think actually having like a real character will be better.
I mean, hey, I stick true to my character. I'm here to execute everybody.
I like it. And what was your guys like name again? The leader,
The leader is Grandmaster Kane.
Grandmaster Kane.
Yeah.
I got to start incorporating some of your Lotus Clan
You
stuff
need
into
to
into the adventures.
wait. What you need to do is literally get Master Splinter, and that's who I kill at the end.
Master Splinter.
Yeah, that's Grandmaster Kane. Like you need to get a Master Splinter Kane, and like that'd be sweet.
I don't know that they make anything like that. I'd have to look.
Like if we could find like that would be the
It doesn't
biggest
even have
meme
to
ever.
necessarily be Master Splinter. Like if I could find like a were rat, I would
Master
paint it. I would paint that up for you. Dude, I
Master
would. I
Splinter
would paint that shit up for you.
Master Splinter miniature. Oh my gosh. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja 3D Dude, we'll just get what's his name? We'll get
Jason?
Jason to 3D print us one.
I don't know if his can do miniatures like that.
I did find one though.
Yeah, how much is it?
Master Splinter. I don't know how big it is. This thing looks fucking huge. Okay,
You need like 32 millimeter.
this is here you go. Here's I'm gonna send you a picture on Discord. It's easier
Okay.
though.
Like I said, even if I can find like a rat guy that looks kind of like a rat, I'll paint it up to look like Splinter. Oh, that's sweet. That's
Yeah.
about the right size, honestly.
Yeah.
Where's that
Oh,
at?
this is pretty cool. Here's another one.
Dude,
Picture's a little blurry.
that's actually pretty cool.
This picture's a little blurry.
That is also cool. I'm not sure how big that is though.
I mean, I would assume it's probably I don't know. But yeah, there's a
Yeah,
3D
I
printed one of
I
the
could paint
oh
that.
no, it's literally on Etsy for $30.
Wow.
It's a 3D printed Master Splinter. Oh, well, it's just his head. It's just like his top body. It's not crazy.
Well, it looks like
I bet you could find one on Etsy.
yeah, that because I have the Ninja Turtles. They have this one here. It says Master Splinter. Well, that's the actual toy. I don't need the toy.
But
It's not. It's
yes,
not. It's not a miniature.
that's who it needs to be. Grandmaster Kane has to be Master Splinter.
So you need to fight a giant rat man. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Uh,
look, they have 28 millimeter Ninja Turtles, but they have the Ninja Turtles. I need the I need Splinter. I don't see Splinter. I just see the Ninja Turtles.
yeah.
Maybe these guys could be from the Lotus Clan. I'll paint them all up for you. We'll just call them Tortles, and we'll give them like Tortle stats.
Get a whole bunch of them. It's like a whole bunch of turtles just jumping out of. They're always in the sewers.
Man, they're like $25 though. But you get all four of them.
Yeah. And they're painted too. So.
No, these weren't painted.
Oh shit.
I had to paint them all too. I'm like, ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds terrible.
Then if you mess up the Ninja Turtles, everybody's gonna make fun of you.
Oh, forever. They'll be like, who's that? It's Donatello. Why does he look like Raphael? I don't know.
I didn't know the colors.
I didn't know the colors. I got them confused.
Oh my gosh. Man, D&D.
Yeah, it's a good time. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to play with you guys this week, or in a couple weeks.
I mean, I would say it's always funny how our show like it either ends with Pokemon or D&D. Like
Almost all the time. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We always find our way into those topics.
We always find our way.
But I was to say, I mean, again, in my opinion, another good week. Another good week. I
Yeah.
thought because I mean we ran the campaign last week, obviously after like we had the podcast right after. Good week. I think I'm gonna do some Pokemon card hunting soonish, whenever I get some time.
Dude, I will go Pokemon hunting with you. It is so hard to find Pokemon cards right now.
Dude, I'm honestly I'm almost tempted to hit up Noah where he lives.
Because he lives in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. And I will tell him to literally pick up boxes and ship it to me.
Yeah, and I mean certain ones are better than
Actually,
others.
well,
So,
here's the thing. If he can get me a ton of boxes, I will make a 2-hour trip out there when he gets enough stock to go out and pick it all up.
I'll ride with you. No lie, I will,
Yeah,
and I'll split it with you. I'll go halves on it with you. So,
yeah. I'm gonna
I'm
ask
a
him
I'm a
about it.
collector, so like the stuff that I
Yeah,
buy, I'd want to keep, but except for
but if
Charizard, that
I
thing's
mean,
going for sale.
just imagine if you could get like a good supply from over there.
I guarantee you, someone out there is already buying the cards. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you never know. You never know.
Um, like I said, I found a store online. I don't want to mention the store's name because I don't want to. As much as I like promoting other stores, I don't want anyone else to know about this store.
That's fair.
It was like 6 pages deep, maybe 7 pages deep in Google searches for
I'd be
Pokemon.
down to, like I said, if you ever want to go Pokemon hunting, we can go fucking next weekend for all I care.
Let's go. I don't care.
We can dedicate a whole day to just Pokemon hunt.
I spent the better part of the last 2 weekends looking for cards, and I was not successful. Last weekend I did find the Elite Trainer box, but yeah, Shining Fates is kind of like needle in a haystack right now. Like you can't find it. But I did find I have a box of Battle Styles pre-ordered, and I have a box and I have one of the Elite Trainer boxes from Battle Styles pre-ordered for the next set, and I got them for non
So
marked up price.
I saw a box of Hidden Fates champion boxes
Mm,
going for $128 a piece.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Needless to say, if I find one, that shit's going on eBay. I
I
ain't
think
even opened the
I
bitch.
think I'd open it.
Fuck it. All right, I'll open up one.
No, the reason that you would want to open it is like you can get the Charizard. The Charizard's like $500.
I think I'd be willing to just take my 128.
I That's not a big enough of a turnaround for me, honestly. I'd want the Charizard.
80 bucks? 80 bucks?
Dude, all right,
Just for selling it? Just for finding it?
first of all, depending on where you sell it. So we sold that Pokemon box of Roaring Skies on eBay for $450 was the final listing price. We only got to pocket $388 because
Yeah.
of the fees from eBay. They took out $61 in fees.
Dude, I'd sell it on Facebook.
$61.
So what I would do is
I was fucking pissed.
so what I would do in all honesty, I would sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Sell it on Facebook Marketplace and put on there you will ship, like that you would ship it because you could have put in a fucking you could have went to the local UPS store and shipped it to them for even if it cost you 20 bucks. You still would have
Um,
got your total 450.
a booster box would have been um, it cost me $10 to ship it. So by the time that we sold it and I paid for shipping, I lost $70 on the deal. Set almost $72 on the deal.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't mind the shipping. Like the shipping, I knew that that was like part of it, and I agreed to pay the shipping.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, the way that I remember it, it was like 10%, right? Ten
Yeah.
percent on your closing fees. So I was like 450. That'll cost like $45, and then I got another like I guessed anywhere between $8 and $12 to ship it. So I was like, I'd be out like $50. Nah, I was out $72. So
It's tough
I mean,
scenes, tough
I mean,
scenes.
we still pocketed like $190 a piece, so I'm not really that upset about it. On our initial like $90 investment, that's not terrible. So,
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean that's what I would do.
well, whenever you want to go, bro, like Shining Fates is the hot ticket item. I can tell you this: I have a hot tip.
But
Meyer
I don't say call me about it.
Meyer sells their Pokemon cards on Fridays at 3 p.m. at the electronics desk. They get
You
shipments
should
in. I don't know when they get them in, and every Friday, 3 p.m. electronic desk. Last
I could
week,
be
they sold out in 14 minutes.
I could be there at 2:30.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have nothing to do.
Yeah, how many are you allowed to buy?
They didn't say.
Oh, dude, I'll run through my whole bank here.
So yeah, if you can get any Shining Fates, that's what you want because Shining Fates is the hot item right now. So Meyer, 3 p.m. Fridays,
See
electronic
you
desk.
there.
I can't. I have a fucking job. Like when the lady told me that, I was like, so basically what you're saying is if I want to buy this
I know
product
you
from
told me
you,
about this. You're like, yeah.
then I have to not be at work doing my job to do that, or else I'm just out. She goes, well, I was like, most people work at 3 p.m. on a Friday. I was like,
Yeah.
case in point, you work at 3 p.m. on a Friday because you're here selling the fucking Pokemon cards. She goes, well, apparently other people were able to get here because we sold out in 14 minutes. And I was like, those are called scalpers and they don't have real fucking jobs.
No, they're heavily relying on this.
So
I'm down. I mean, like I said, I'll go. I don't care.
go.
I'll go to Target right now.
Okay. They're not there, but you can go.
I'll find.
There were no the well, and the other thing about Target is Target is not fucking around anymore with their Pokemon stuff at all. They're not putting it all out when they get it. They're actually taking extra security precautions now. So, those little cases that the video games and the movies come in? Every individual pack is in one of those cases now.
They're the ones that are. You can only buy so many, right?
Well, they had limits originally on the Champions Path, but I don't think that they're doing that anymore. Well, because they don't have the Champions Path, so.
Yeah.
So when I was in Target this Friday getting groceries, how many people do you think I saw go by the card aisle? Like in it.
I don't even know.
I sat there for probably like 10 minutes. I watched 15 people. 15 people go into that aisle looking around, seeing if they could find some Pokemon cards.
You know what? I'm going to do this every day. I'm going to go every day at 11 o'clock. And I'm going to go find Pokemon cards every day.
Good luck, man.
And if I see your ass in there, and I see you opening up a box, I'm going to fucking beat your ass.
I don't have any Pokemon cards, just the stuff that I bought. So,
All right. We're making an investment. We're opening up our store next week.
I would love it. That would be a dream come true job for me. Like if I could just sit and sell fucking Pokemon cards.
I think you honestly could. Not even Pokemon. I think if you could just sell any cards in general, you'd be happy.
Oh, I'd love to sell just like games, right? I told you
Maybe do
before,
that.
like my dream,
Maybe be a flipper.
my original dream was to have like a game store where like
I
sell
think
like
it's all digital now. But
used video games and like sell magic cards and shit and have places for people to play. But man, then the pandemic hit and I was like, ooh, I
good
don't
thing you
know.
didn't.
I was gonna take a big chunk of the money that I had saved and like try to get like a shop
Storefront.
going. Yeah, trying to get a shop running. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't because I'd probably be bankrupt right now.
Yeah, hindsight 2020. Are you gonna do
Thanks,
it still? You
thanks
still
for the
gonna do it?
like, Zachary. I appreciate it, man. That guy is the guy that came by and watched our D&D stream last week.
Hey,
He
just
was
remember,
he was the one
50
talking about
kids,
the
50 kids cannot take on Anakin.
he was the one that was chiming in on the murdering of of
Third
the
grade.
of the third graders with lightsabers.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate it. Welcome back. Well, it smells like the house is burning, so
Oh, you should probably go look into that.
I don't know. I
And I
don't
have
know.
some.
I don't know what's going on downstairs.
I have some stuff I need to do anyway. We're probably at like the hour and almost
Oh,
15
we're
minute
almost
mark.
yeah.
So
So
it's probably time.
episode 84.
84.
Thank you guys all so much for watching. 4 o'clock every Sunday. Those two nerds signing off once again. Stay classy, San Diego.
We don't fucking live in San Diego.
That's the goal. We gotta make them think that I'm buying all the Pokemon cards in San Diego.
Zachary said, "Fuck them kids."
Damn kids.
Yeah,
All right,
fuck
man.
them kids.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a good rest of your weekend, guys. Gals,
have a good one, everybody.
people.
Peace. He hasn't even started the podcast countdown.